Merry Christmas, YouTube. It's Crypto Kyle here. Just wanted to do a quick update and just show you guys some potential setups that are shaping up here. So I'm looking at Ripple, THC or the hemp coin, Cardano, and Verge. I don't like what Bitcoin looks like. I think it's still in a downtrend, and Litecoin is still in a downtrend as well. It's rejecting this moving average. So it would need to get back up over that and start making a new higher low to confirm an uptrend. So I think we got a spike down, we got a dead cat bounce, and then it's gonna fade. Same with Bitcoin up, bounce, and then the fade. So maybe it'll catch support at this moving average here, and we'll see it trend back up. If not, then it's going to keep coming back down. So I don't know where it's headed, so I wouldn't be long Bitcoin, but these other altcoins are really looking nice on their charts. Like here's Ripple. So I had been trading this, and I'm not long Ripple right now, but I do really like what it looks like here. So we had this huge move up. We saw a lot of good sideways consolidation, and then the pop up to the 168 fib, which was great, huge move. And then now we're getting the exact same pattern repeating itself. So we're gonna just let this is the daily chart, we're gonna let this candle close, and we want this moving average to hold support. And we're gonna see what the next candle opens, and if it opens up a little bit higher, like here, let me go ahead and mark that. If it opens up here or wherever this one closes, let's say like right here, under $1, then we can see a nice ramp back up to the new high or to the previous high, and then hopefully break out over that. So if it, I'll provide another update tomorrow potentially, but when this one closes, let's see what this one opens up at, and then that's when we would take a long position. So let's see what see that at. Let me just mark this here. So we're getting some nice consolidation here. Actually, let me bring it down here. So we got the pop to the 168. So if we break out over this previous high, we could see a move up to the 2 over the 272 here. So $1.68 potentially over the one over the previous high of 136. It looks like on the daily. So that would be a huge move, huge win. You'd end up going long just under $1, around $1. So you could look at a 50 to 70 cent win, 75-cent win, depending on how high it runs and where you would take profit. So keep this one on watch. All right, let's look at THC hemp coin. This one had a huge rally. It's up huge off the year. I can't believe it. It's just monster. So we're getting support off the 9 moving average, really bullish. The last run up was huge, all the way up through the 261 here, and then the sell off. So we're gonna just wait for it. And what it's doing now is we're gonna wait for this daily candle to close here because it is holding that support, and we want to see the next one open. We want to see it open up a little bit higher to confirm the uptrend. So it's going to look something like this down here. So we want to see it close, and then we're going to see this one open, and then we're going to start grinding the 9 again, and then we'll see the volume hopefully come back in, and really we can ride this up to, let's see what it could potentially go to. Maybe it's over $1, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, it's got a great chart. As long as it's grinding that 9 all the way up, we just watch it break previous high. That's where we would want to make sure that it breaks that previous high, and then let it continue to ride and just trend this moving average here. And then when they get overextended like this, on this candle here, they get really overextended off the moving average. You can see how these guys are just like slowly creeping. And then we start getting the bigger candles come in. That's when we're seeing the volatility. We want to start selling into these big spikes because that's a sign when it's going to start crashing back down, and that could spook you, right? So you want to just kind of take some profit, maybe sell half of your position if you were long back here, and then and let it come back down, and then you can start adding back in and ride it back up. Okay, so that's the hemp coin. Cardano, I really like this chart too. So we have the 9 moving average here. We got really overextended. We've seen some huge green bars come in, and now we're seeing some sideways consolidation. And actually, this one just broke here, so it's a potential long opportunity. Although we didn't get it's a really bullish retracement. So going to retrace to 78.6%, which is really bullish. We held this moving average, so if you went long here, I would look to make sure that the high broke. And when we get a breakout, that means it's going to continue much higher, or the probability of it. So keep an eye there. If you went long here and it came up to this and started coming back down, I would exit the trade because it needs a better retracement, and it would most likely come down to it's 50% to 61%, and then catch this moving average here. So I would stop out like break even, just to make sure that that's what would happen, and then it would start trending back up. So this one's on watch as well. And then we have Verge. So Verge had a huge move. And then we saw a spike up, we saw a sell off back into the moving average here, and then we caught that and we rode it back up. So I'm expecting the pattern to repeat itself. I am long here. I jumped in a little early. I should have probably waited and followed my own rules, but I wasn't sure if this one, I was trading on the hour and it looked really bullish, and it came back up over its moving average on the hourly chart, right in here. And I thought that maybe we could see a continuation up to high 30s, 30 cents, and that's why I went long. It turns out that I was not right. It was rejecting the 88.6 fib or 86 fib here, right there. It rejected. It's typical. So when you get a ride up, you get the pullback, and then it comes back up to the 86 percentage, and it creates a lower high, and then you start stair stepping a little bit down. So it's doing one of these guys here, one of these legs, and it's moving in that range like that, down. And I think that it'll probably catch support around the 16-cent area, and this moving average, the 200-day moving average, will start to come up here. So we want to see that catch, then we'll start seeing it start stair stepping up. I want to add to my position when I start seeing a higher low get formed. That's when I'll know that it's probably most likely going to go back up and try to break the previous high of 29 cents. So I'm willing to hold this one and just let it ride. There's no point in really taking a loss. Actually, going to add to the position at this point. So it looks like it's not just like crashing down to earth. It's not a pump and dump. So I think that it's got a steady set of followers. It's got a good reputation behind it, and it's becoming one of the more popular coins to trade. So that's good for volume, essentially. If it had gone up like this, and I saw that it was just like coming down super hard, then I would have exited the trade. But actually, it was just kind of like just trading in this range here. So I think that's kind of healthy, in my opinion. So yeah, I want to see it just kind of come down and test this area. Last time it broke out, that's exactly what happened. After it broke out over this, came up, came back down and tested that support. So I think that's what's going to happen. It broke this high right here, and now I think it's going to come down and test that support here. Now, if it loses that and continues lower than this 16 cents, then I'm going to accept the loss because it's a bad trade, and I don't know where it would find support. Maybe 7 cents, maybe it would go to 0. I don't know. So I would want to get out of the trade at that point. But I will add if it looks like it's going to hold this and it's going to continue to trend up. I'll add to it, average my cost down to about 20 cents, and then push this thing up. And my target was 43 to 51 cents. So that's where I will want to exit the trade. So I basically be close to double or over double my money. So I think that's a huge win. So those are the trades I'm looking at. Ripple, it looks kind of choppy on the hourly, but if you just want to trade the daily on this, I think this is a much cleaner chart. So as long as it stays above this 9 moving average, I think that you would be really, it would be really good for you to go long. After this candle closes and this next day opens, that's when you would want to look and take a position. I wouldn't take a position today because you don't know if it's going to sell off, and you want to see what the next day is doing. And you want to see the next day kind of open up a little bit higher than this candle after it closes. So that would be my plan there. Same with hemp coin. It looks like it wants to go, and it looks like it flashed up and flashed down. So just going to let this one close. You want the next one to open, and you want to maybe see if it opens up a little bit higher, where this one closes down closer to the moving average. Then you have the support there, and you want this this one to open up a little bit higher above the moving average. So keep this one on watch too. Cardano, this is traded in BTC, so it still looks really healthy to me. I will go long here, and then hope for a push higher, although there's volume is down on it. Just be careful in that sense, because volume could just dry and then it just dwindles off. Right? And then XVG, obviously, I don't want to add yet. I want it to consolidate more. I want to see something like this. I want to see this the red candle close, and then I want to see green candle break the previous high of the red candle. And so we're starting to see the red candle come down. Probably see another red candle tomorrow, maybe one the next day, a third day, and then we'll probably catch support off the moving average on the 9, which is on the daily, and the hourly it's the 200, around that 16.8 area that I was mentioning. So right around this area, it looks like it's holding it here on the daily. So that's a pretty good sign. And if not, we'll just watch it consolidate here around 19 to 20 cents. And then, yeah, we can add to the position there too if that's what it wants to do. So we're just going to let this one chill out for a second and maybe see another red candle come up to a green candle eventually. All right, so those are my plans. I'll post this, and please subscribe to the channel if you want to follow my trades, and I'll leave my email below. If you have questions, you can email me directly, and hope that you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday and a Happy New Year. Cheers.